ocean free. Bonry in the barrier, Krog agus frame, ag Castellan and Downta, Colleen ag Trinity Fame, Dwar Freen the Bracana, Aish leis a bake, Scrish na Bart and Bromach, ag Cousin there on Rake, never to a rebel in all.
How are my darling batlings doing tonight? Hope you're all having a fantastic day. I'm having a pretty good day myself. Nothing in particular happened today, but you know, I'll rather have a dull day over a bad day. This is it. I'm in the home stretch. This is the last stream I need to do to meet the affiliate quotas. Can you believe... Wrong face. There we go, right face. Can you believe it? We've come so far in such a short time. I am so happy. All of you guys, thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. So for tonight's festivities, we are going to be taking a look at the entire PlayStation Underground catalog. Now, for those of you who don't know what PlayStation Underground was, it was half demo disc and half magazine on a CD that was officially sanctioned by Sony themselves to advertise upcoming PlayStation products, back during the PS1 days primarily. I've got every single one for the PS1 downloaded, and we will be taking a look at them in order, following the typical volume release first, and then ending it off with the Jam Packs, which were seasonal releases that focused on stuff either coming out in summer or during winter. I have a lot of fond memories of PlayStation demo discs in particular. I only ever owned one PlayStation Underground disc, unfortunately. So I don't have many memories of PlayStation Underground in particular, but there were dozens of these kind of things. I was originally just gonna go through a whole bunch of different demo discs, but then I saw, like, there's a ton that are just PlayStation Underground, so I decided we'll zero in on that as the focus of this first stream, and then next time we'll delve into some other demo disc libraries for the PS1. Get the real wide gamut of what you could get here in North America that will satisfy your demo needs. So, as usual, let's put a stop to the music. And let's get started. Ooh, gotta fix this scaling. Let's see, fit the screen. Come on, fit the screen. Fit to screen. Good boy, good boy. I know using RetroArch is kinda like meh, but I lost all my config files for BizHawk when I had that catastrophic file corruption outbreak that ruined a lot of things for my documents. Like, I lost my whole documents folder, more or less. Anyways, enough of that. Let's start with PlayStation Underground number 1. Playing D&D tonight. I hope you have fun, Lord Megatron. Let's see, what's it gonna take? There we go, now the picture's showing up. Boom, explosion, radical 90s.
Communication enabled.
Enabled? You gotta be kidding! I've got nothing but snow here.
What's going on? I thought we had a lock.
I don't know. We're through the firewall, have full control of the tower.
Oh god, look at that early 90s FMV, jeez.
What's happening back there? We lost the whole transmission.
Hold on. I'm running a system diagnostic. Hard drives are fine. The network's still up. Modulation is within limits. Let me check this satellite. Got it. Tracking is off. I'm gonna realign.
We'll dial it in and let's get back online.
This is 90s as hell already, holy shit.
You got the wrong bird, unless we're transmitting Spunko's commercials.
Hang on.
Hang on. We're hanging on dead air. Let's go.
Okay, I'm reestablishing the lock. Picture should be clearing up.
Here we go, the vault. Alright, what we got in the vault? Looks like we got 4 demos here. Twisted Metal 2, Cool Borders, Jet Moto, and NFL Game Day 97. Right, Twisted Metal 2. I've never played a Twisted Metal game before, so this is bound to go swimmingly. See what cars we have on offer. Roadkill, Twister, Axle. Jesus Christ. Now that's a vehicle design. Mr. Slam, Shadow, Hammerhead, Outlaw 2, Warthog, Mr. Grin, Grasshopper, Thumper, Spectre. Okay, I say we go with Axel. This is too hilarious not to drive. Why can't I move? Better question is, why can't I turn? Oh, D-pad controls, okay. Jesus Christ, this is loud! This is the fucking heavy-ass music. I love it. Car physics seem to be pretty good. Man, this is pure chaos. Holy shit. I can see why this caught on so much back in the day. Hey, I took out target. Nice. Hey, Raph, how you doing? 2 enemies down, 2 to go. I have no idea what I'm doing because I've never played a Twist Smell game before, but I seem to be doing pretty good. Low on health, so I should probably seek out some more. I think the missing arm might be because I'm really low on health. Riley, nice. Welcome to the stream, and yeah, I originally planned on doing this on my modded PS1 that has a mode inside it, so I can play games off of like hard drives or SD cards or what have you. Damn, I'm dead. But ran out of time. Ran out of time, so I had to resort to emulation. What? Come on, microphone, don't fall over. Be a good boy. I just started with the first disc, so I'm checking out everything in order. Stay, mic stand. Why does this thing want to tip over so bad? Alright, next up, Cool Borders. Hey Shiba, glad you could make it. Just had to fumble through some technical difficulties. Cool Borders. I suck at Cool Borders. I've never been good at Cool Borders. I never liked Cool Borders. Let's get this over with as quick as we can.
Web systems.
Like, my only experience with Cool Borders, apart from playing a demo of Cool Borders 1, is I owned Cool Borders 2 as a kid, but I never played it because it controlled like shit.
Cool Borders!
Sorry, not Cool Borders, it's Cool Borders!
Go for it! Alright! Today we're gonna go to the extreme on some of the most insane courses. Slow this rate, and you'll be known as the course chump. So let's see.
Yeah, it's very hard to adapt to games that don't have analog control.
Showtime!
Like, some of them play just fine, like Resident Evil and, pretty much anything that used hand controls, but stuff that tried to emulate anime, not anime,
This is it! Now's your chance to prove you can really carve! Not bad, but you're gonna have to do a lot better than that.
Analog movement with just a D-pad, those have aged like month-old butt. I don't even know what month-old butt looks like, or how it ages. compared to regular butt, but I'm sticking with it.
Checkpoint straight ahead. Hurry up. Yeah, weak.
Yeah, fighters control great because, you know, they're built for a D-pad.
Oh, man. I thought you were history. Weak.
And here come the control issues.
Oh, man. I thought you were history. Get going, man. Time's almost up.
Tekken 3 was my jam back in the day. I never owned it, but I rented it all the time, unlocked every character. There, can we be done with cool borders? I don't like cool borders. Yeah, we're done with cool borders. Jack Moto. Hello there, Nico. Hello there. We are on disc 1 of volume 1 of PlayStation Underground, and we're going to be going through them mostly in release order by saving the jam packs for the end. Oh my god, Mountain Dew sponsorship. That's so great. So what, are all the writers sexy ladies? I can dig that. Oh, there's some dudes too. Some men too, okay. Let's go with Mountain Dew, because, gaming. Well, that's a lot of racers for an early PS1 game. Oh, this controls like jank. This is jank. What is the point of this? Are you able to perform tricks, or does it just let you flip yourself like that just to piss you off? Killer soundtrack, though. I can say that much. Hey, I still passed the checkpoint even though I fucking died. Putting the boost button on triangle when the accelerate button is X, that's a wonky mapping. As someone that now has a Saturn, I would agree. Saturn control layout would work a lot better for this, not PlayStation, where the buttons are in a diamond shape, and you have to do some really complex finger movements in order to hit all the buttons that it wants you to hit. And the reason they had to fuck up the D-pad was because, Nintendo actually owns a patent on the traditional D-pad that you associate with Nintendo products. So every other company that didn't want to license it from them had to come up with their own D-pad. And it's weird because even though Nintendo has the sole copyright on the sole patent and copyright on that D-pad design, all of their modern D-pads have been utter garbage. Like, either too squishy or, like, too stiff. Like, my dudes, you invented the D-pad. How can you not get it right? NFL Game Day. I've never been a sports dude, so be prepared for me not knowing what the hell I'm doing. Oh yeah, it was definitely a response to the analog stick on the N64 controller and the Rumble Pack. Like, Sony back then was all about trying to one-up Nintendo. So, it was definitely a, it was definitely a case of, oh, they've got a controller with one analog stick and a rumble feature? Well, we're gonna have a controller... Jesus, that was loud. We're gonna have a controller with two analog sticks and built-in rumble that doesn't require a third accessory with batteries. And it's weird because, like, the DualShock is a great controller. It's just that most of the games, didn't actually use both analog sticks for anything useful. Oh, this is some early PS1, I can tell already. Oh, please don't let this get muted. Please don't let this get, yeah, if a controller needed dual analog, it would definitely be the Dreamcast. As a longtime Dreamcast owner, I agree. Especially, that would have helped it get more first-person shooters. Like, what it almost got Half-Life. It got that Kiss first-person shooter based on the Psycho Circus comic. And it had Quake, and that's about it. Outside of, like, homebrew ports. I have no idea what I'm doing. Prepare for failure. I'm not a sports ball type of dude. I mean, I'm contractually obligated to support the Panthers because they're my state team. But, like, apart from that, I don't really follow football. This is gonna go on for a while, isn't it? Oh, thank God, it's over. Alright, what else do we got here? Imports. I remember this. This is where Dynasty Warriors. Okay. If I remember correctly, this isn't like what Dynasty Warriors would end up becoming. It was a fighting game rather than like what you typically associate with the Warrior series. Oh God, look at this beautiful PS1 FMV. I did not know that about Dynasty Warriors and international numbering. Then again, I know nothing about Dynasty Warriors. Also, Jesus, why is this so loud? Behold, the world's longest intro FMV. Is it over? Finally. Who shall I... I'll pick this pretty boy right here. Oh no, I can only pick this guy. That's shit.
Round one, fight!
Oh, this is a slow ass game. This is a slow fighting game, damn.
Round two, fight!
No music either?
Final round, fight!
So this is just button spam, the fighting game.
KO! いつでもお相手しましょう。
I won, and it doesn't feel satisfying in the slightest. I can see why the series didn't continue with this direction. Is there no way out of this? Is there really no way to escape the Sangoku Muso hell? I tried select button, they didn't program a way to exit this. Either that or the emulator's fucking up. Okay, pressing start and select at the same time did it. Okay. Tech Q&A. How was a PlayStation character created? How are... Oh, that was literally just like, hey, here's where you can mail us to get your questions answered. Weird thing to include on a demo disc? Debriefing. By the way, this music goes harder than it has any right to. Oh yeah, here's the Twisted Metal interview that you talked about.
Twisted Metal was really inspired, I think, by myself and a fellow designer, Mike Yam at Sony. It was basically inspired by our deep love of action movies. You know, a lot of critics, I think, and people sort of say, you know, do we really need another car chase and things like that? And everyone's always bashing on car chases, but we love car chases. And, you know, what we really wanted to do with Twisted Metal was sort of give players the opportunity, and, you know, as importantly, give ourselves the opportunity to actually participate in an interactive car chase, to actually be behind the wheel of a car chase like in the movie Speed or Terminator or The French Connection. That was really the whole creative inspiration.
Yeah.
It happened to come along at a time.
How funny is it that the man who used to be known for creating Twisted Metal and creating God of War is now most known for being shit at Metroid Dread and being all Dark Side Phil about it.
You know, that idea, that inspiration for sort of wanting to put the player in a Hollywood action movie could actually finally be done, you know, via this really cool technology, which...
Oh, and for his studio releasing a terrible online multiplayer game that people only played because it came bundled with PS Plus 1 month. And the online servers are down, so you can't even play it anymore.
The first one wasn't. The first one was, I think the first one had all the heart that we wanted it to have. I mean, the first one is very much sort of like, we always compare it to sort of like a garage band version of, you know, what ultimately the game ended up being, which is Twisted Metal 2. The first one had all the heart that we wanted it to have, but it lacked a lot in terms of presentation, gameplay, things like that. But it wasn't until the second one that we were really able to make the game everything that we originally intended to make. Again, I'd have to say the gameplay. You know, there's a lot of things in Twisted 2 that I'm real proud of, that I think that everyone involved with the product really...
Literally my only memory of Twisted Metal, because I never got to play Twisted Metal growing up, because, like, my parents were like, you can't play a game where you're going around killing people in cars. Wait until they see what I play nowadays. My dad's, at the time, girlfriend's son had a PlayStation, and he had Twisted Metal 3. and he would play it with his friend over, but he wouldn't let me play it with him because I was the stupid little kid. And like, they would always argue over who gets to pick the sexy girl as their character.
I think the biggest leap was just, I mean, I think gameplay says it all. I think it was just a real, Twisted Metal 1 was my second game as a designer. It was the developer's first game as a developer, and you know, in that learning time between Twisted 1 and Twisted 2, we really began to understand what it means to have good gameplay, strategy, risk and reward, payoff, things like that that really make players stay with a game. Whereas Twisted Metal 1 was, it almost felt more thrown together than the second one. So gameplay, I guess, would be the key thing. You know, I really like mapping. I think mapping is just, you know, the key to what it means.
Real talk, it's interesting to get a behind-the-scenes interview with the game's director like this, talking about actual technical aspects.
With all these markers,
you know, coming from someone that's studying game design now. It's really interesting to hear this from an actual game designer.
That really is the most fun. Not only because it's you get to let your imagination run wild, but because, you know, 12, 13, 14 months later, you get to see that you know, terrible looking stick figure map on your whiteboard in your office is now translated into a playable video game.
By the way, anytime you see my model spaz out like that, it means I'm taking a drink.
I don't really have an average day.
Did you miss anything? Just the first couple demos. We're in the Twisted Metal 2 interview with David Jaffe now.
It's not that strong.
Noted hater of Metroid Dread. Hello there, Cobalt Road.
I'm working on at the time, and I only work on one game at a time. All the elements are being poured into it, and some days that'll mean that I'm working on a map all day long for a certain level of the game. Other days that'll mean I'm working with the developers of the game or the artists, trying to figure out who the characters are that live in the world of the game, all the way up to, you know, dealing with marketing, who's trying to come up with a great slant for the ad in the magazines or television, or working with the testers to try to figure out where all the bugs are to make sure we can release the game on time. So
as far as what you missed demos of
things.
What was it? Twisted Metal 2, Cool Borders 1, sorry, Cool Borders 1, Jet Moto, and NFL Game Day 97, and an import demo of the first Dynasty Warriors, which rather than the high-speed hack and slash murder fest that everyone knows it as nowadays, was a very slow and dull fighting game. Ooh, I hope you have a good dinner, Riley. Take your time.
I think if you look at the games I've done, if you look at Twisted Metal 1, Twisted Metal 2, the game I'm working on now, you know, it's very apparent what I think about violence in video games. I think I have no problem with it. I mean, I feel it's a way.
It wasn't even a hack and slash. It was a Soul Calibur, like,
you know, it's a
Soul Calibur 1 style, no, not even that, Soul Blade, the pre-Soul Calibur Soul game, style weapons fighter, like one-on-one fighting game, rather than what Dynasty Warriors is known as nowadays. And Riley informed me that Dynasty Warriors 1 is so radically different from the rest of the Dynasty Warriors series that in Japan it's not even counted as part of the Dynasty Warriors series. It's considered its own separate thing. Dynasty Warriors 2, for us, is their Dynasty Warriors 1. And so on and so forth. They're one number behind us because they basically threw out the original Dynasty Warriors from their canon.
There's a game, it came out a while back called Flashback, which came out for the 16-bit systems, PC, stuff like that, and that was really the first time ever that I had played a game that really immersed me in that world. I mean, for however long it took me to finish that game, I was there, you know, I was in that world, and that, I think, is something that I hope that I can do one day, is really present players with gameplay in worlds that just totally suck them in and make them forget where they are. So I would say it would have been Flashback. I mean, today there are certainly games that are doing that very well today on PlayStation and other systems. Just some wonderful games out there. But I think Flashback really for me was the first one that did it, and it sort of holds that ranking in my mind as the greatest game of all time. Which I wish I would have done it. And I hope one day I can.
I've never played a Dynasty Warriors game, so I don't get the joke. The only Warriors game I played is Hyrule Warriors.
I would love, well, I don't know if I would love to, because usually what I usually find that when you actually get into the job that you think is so great, it turns out to be really great, but there's a lot of hard work with it. So I don't think there's a perfect job out there. I love what I do. I wouldn't trade it for anything, and in fact, I would, as long as my bills were paid and I could take care of my family, I, would do it for free. But I would, I'd like to see myself doing comic books one day. I'd love to. I can't draw at all, but I'd love to write comic books someday. There's a couple things I would say. One is that it really isn't, at least at this point in time, that hard to get into the industry.
Wow, this is really aged.
Being a tester, being an artist, being a programmer, I mean, if you really want to get in, you will find a way in. I'm not going to sit here and give you a secret way in, because there isn't one. It's basically, if it's something you want to do, you'll find a way to do it. What I will say is that be able to distinguish yourself from being a fan, which is a wonderful thing to be, from being a game maker. And they're entirely two different things. And I see a lot of people come in and they're huge game fans, but when they sit down to make a game, they really don't care so much about what goes into the game. They just want to regenerate what they've, or regurgitate what they've already seen. So I think really make sure you want to make games, and you should be able to design games. I always say, you should be able to have a coconut and a crayon and make something fun out of it. And the excuses of, well, I don't have a SGI machine and I don't have a 200 megahertz Pentium. I mean, understand what it means to make games.
An SGI machine at 200 megahertz Pentium. This is definitely aged.
Technology in Street Fighter 2 as there is chess in Street Fighter 2. And those are the things I think that the game business really needs, is people who understand gameplay. So I would say that learn what game making is, make sure you really want to make games, and then just find a way to get in and keep pushing, and don't let anyone discourage you, because it's certainly doable. Hell, as they say, if I did it, anybody can do it. So.
Bring back PlayStation Underground and have the first interview of the new PlayStation Underground be David Jaffe again, except now he's talking about, like, crunch culture and publisher demands and, all this shit, all this horrific shit that you have to deal with in the AAA game industry. The best part of this interview is seeing how much of this is aged so fucking terribly.
I never really intended to get into the game business. It was really a total fluke. I had always played games as a kid and stuff, and I'd always been a video game fan, but my initial intention was to go into filmmaking, and I'd gone to film school and all that, and basically the video game thing kind of happened while I had just gotten out of film school, and I was sort of waiting for, the call from Steven Spielberg or George Lucas or something, and, in the meantime I figured it would, I needed to eat, and make money and stuff, so I had heard about this job as, game testers, which basically what I thought at the time, which is not the case, that all they did was sit around all day and play video games. So I figured, this will be something cool to, bide my time and make some money, until I get to make movies. And I kind of fell into it like that and got the job from Sony back when Sony was Sony ImageSoft. And, once I got there, I started seeing the potential of the next generation of video games, and seeing how, as game designers, we can take games beyond the simple side-scrolling, stuff that we had been seeing for the last 5 or 6 years, and really take players into a new, sort of a new direction of fun and in gameplay. So, since then I just sort of haven't looked back. I just started as a tester and kept going. It was an accident, really.
It's so weird to see David Jaffe back then, so young, so full of hope, so full of ideas about making new and fun concepts for gamers, when nowadays we know David Jaffe as a crotchety middle-aged dude who's just constantly posting the worst opinions on Twitter about the game industry and just being salty that his independent company failed. Alright, behind the scenes, what do we have here? Twisted Metal 2 commercial. The making of the Twisted Metal 2 commercial. Okay, let's check this out.
You may have already seen this.
Style. Sophistication. The ability to launch napalm into oncoming traffic. If these are the things you look for in an automobile, it's time you test drive Twisted Metal 2. Fully automated weaponry, dual rocket launchers, and the new APS flamethrowing system. All standard. Drive the 1997 Twisted Metal 2 on PlayStation from Sony. And let style be your weapon.
Now we're going to show you what it took to make this ad.
I miss these kind of ads. Remember when ads used to be fun?
I'm David Bamberger, the product manager for Twisted Metal 2, and I accompanied the film crew to Prague and saw how they captured the look and feel of a luxury car ad. Prague was the perfect city. It's located in the Czech Republic and has a rich, glamorous feel that we were looking for. We were lucky to find Monique locally. But to get the properly arrogant male lead, we had to import Timothy from England. He actually turned out to be a nice guy. Of course, the real star of the ad is this fully loaded, heavily armed car.
One sec, need to take some pain medicine for these aches in my joints and shoulders and all that shit.
Of course, a missile launcher wasn't a standard feature in these big American cars, so we added one.
3, 2, 1, go! 3, 2, 1, go!
Instead of using a computer composite, we used a real explosion to get the reflection you're about to see in the actor's glasses.
That's nice. That's very nice.
Ability to launch napalm into oncoming traffic. If these are the things you look for in an automobile, it's time you test drive Twisted.
This next scene was really tough. Our model had a hard time overcoming the urge to run from the gunfire. With each blown take, the door had to be rebuilt with fresh explosive caps.
There we go. Hopefully some ibuprofen should help with that.
With only one door panel left, she pulled it off perfectly.
All standard. Drive the 1997 Twisted Metal 2 on PlayStation from Sony.
This is one of the last shots we did because the flamethrower actually melted the hood of the car.
And let style be your weapon.
The crew somehow found this big American car in Prague. They worked on it non-stop for a week and turned it into this Twisted Metal weapon.
Can we talk about how fucking metal this car is, dude? Like, this is some fucking Mad Max shit. I love it.
And remember, drive angry.
Alright, making of NFL Game Day 97. I'm sure this will be interesting.
Jim Brown.
Tim Brown came into our motion capture studio, and the result you can see in the game, the smoothest animation in a football game today.
That kind of stuff just blows you away, really, to see how they could take you running and put it on the screen and fill it in with animation or whatever, and it ends up being a little football player in the game.
Honestly, from that demo, with how jerky those animations were, I never would have guessed that they were motion captured.
So what it does is for each frame, it will go through and it will figure out where each of these dots actually were. they really don't mean anything until you start moving them. And once you start moving them, you can see basically where the hips and the knees and the ankles and all the joints are. And voila, you end up with a stick figure. You want to have a left foot, left foot, so that you can take that in cycling.
It was really fun to be here with these guys and to see how much they really put into making sure that these games are exactly how the guys are doing on the field.
One playing the game, you draw it anywhere you want, we'll implement it, and then you draw it.
Well, this is happening. This is happening. I'm very, very excited about my special play because I guarantee you it's going to be a touchdown, especially if you have the right receiver out wide.
That's it, baby!
I will say though, even though I don't really like sports games, I miss the days when we got more than just Madden as our NFL games. Like NFL Blitz was always more my thing. Download station. What do we have here? Carnage Heart is one of the most in-depth strategy games ever created. It took Japan by storm a year ago and has just been unleashed in the US by Sony Computer Entertainment America and Art Inc. The object is to design and program overkill engines to attack and conquer enemy bases. Select download now and get special Carnage Heart save game data to use with the game. The data gives you 25 different OKEs to use or challenge, created by the game's designers. They're especially tough to beat. Good luck! Okay, so we got commentary on the different squads we got. Alright. These are some pretty generic mech designs, though. Now this is a neat feature. Being able to download special stuff to your memory card to use when the game actually comes out. Event Center.
E3 is America's largest trade show dedicated to the video game industry.
Oh god, E3 1990s.
But now, through the use of time-lapse photography, the Underground takes you for a quick look inside E3.
90s E3 at bygone era. Jesus Christ, this is gonna be amazing. Especially since E3 is more or less dying nowadays. Hello, it's Caspanuka! Why do all these songs have such killer bass riffs to them? Whoever played bass on these deserves a raise. I'm a sucker for a good bass line. Oh God, Bubsy, run away! Get away from the Bobcat as soon as possible! That was E3 in 1996. How far we've regressed. Bulletins. What do we have here? Black market stuff. Coming, cool things to wear and carry to play. Fucking stumbling over my words. Let me try that again. Cool things to wear and use that carry the PlayStation Underground logo. A signal to other gamers that you have access to inside information available nowhere else. Details next issue. Let's see what other bulletins they have, because I accidentally exited out of that. Artwork needed. Send us your art. So you think you have talent? How could you get started in game art? Or perhaps you're just a beginner and would like one of your pictures to appear in this magazine. Send us images you created of PlayStation characters. A panel of industry professionals will review all entries and select their favorites for display in future editions. Your work could be what they pick. Please send all entries to PlayStation Underground, P.O. Box D, San Mateo, California. Sony Computer Entertainment America, SCCA, reserves the right to cancel the contest at any time without notice. All entries become the exclusive property of SCCA and will not be returned. SCCA assumes no responsibility for lost illegible postage or due or misdirected entries. Winners will be judged on the creativity of their work by members of the interactive and video game industries. Entries must be original works by the entrant. Prizes consist solely of inclusion in future PlayStation Underground CD. No cash or material prizes will be awarded. By submitting artwork, entrants agreed to these with their name printed in the PlayStation Underground CD. Winners will be notified by mail. Entrants under the age of 18 must submit parental approval in writing with entry. Void where prohibited or restricted by law. Artwork may be modified or altered as necessary for inclusion in the CD. CD's not... Tell us what's cool and what sucks about this first transmission, and tell us what you'd like to see in future issues. If you like, grab a video camera and record your comments. You can also record yourself showing off your PlayStation, or make any sort of offbeat video about it. We might include future portions in your... I'm about to fucking choke on something, hold on. Trying to one-hand a 2-liter bottle is a very difficult thing to do. We might include portions of your video in a future issue. Send us your questions or comments. Send your comments or video to PlayStation Underground, P.O. Box D, San Mateo, California. Or use email to send your comments or questions to underground at interactives@sony.com. Please note, all entries become property of and may be reproduced by Sony Computer Entertainment America. Subscribe now! The hottest demos, codes, interviews, and tips delivered fresh to your door every 3 months. To keep these CDs coming, fill out the subscription form in your CD booklet and drop it in the nearest mailbox or call toll-free 1-800-983-SONY. I wonder what happens if we were to call that number. I'm not going to try it right now, but I wonder if it's been like repurposed as a sex hotline like so many of these old video game numbers were. Get the next transmission.
So, you want interviews with developers, demos of the hottest new games, codes, tips, and tricks you can't get anywhere else? Cool black market underground gear.
Nod your head yes.
To get all that 4 times a year, you gotta subscribe to the Underground magazine. And to subscribe, you gotta have a plan.
Here's the plan.
Get up off the couch. Step over the coffee table. No, don't look away. Walk through the dirty laundry. It is critical that you make no eye...
Why are they showing off my room like this? I feel violated.
Think about picking up.
Move towards the front door. You know, where you keep the mail. Finally, you're at the door. Think back to when you picked up the mail. You saw the Underground CD, so you threw the rest of the mail aside.
Concentrate!
You ripped open the expensive, well-planned mailer, trashed it, opened the jewel case, ignoring all design hours spent creating it, and just tossed it, only to grab out the CD. The CD case. The subscription card inside the front cover.
Where did you throw it?
On the floor? In the trash? Crushed in the doorway? Find it, and the cool stuff, the games, the codes,
the power.
Why did they go with such an anxiety-inducing? Holy shit! Calm the fuck down, my dude.
Subscribe, and you are automatically eligible to win some pretty cool stuff.
Anyone can. A subscription is not required. See the booklet in your CD case for details.
Jesus Christ, that was anxiety-inducing. Codebug. What hot cheat codes do they have for us this month? Hot new codes! Well, at first we were going to print some of the hidden codes and hints for Jet Moto Twisted Metal 2 Cool Borders and NFL Game Day 97 on this page. But after thinking about it, how exclusive would these codes be? And the first Underground members posted them on the net immediately after finding them. So we thought we'd make it a little more sporting. Therefore, hidden in different spots in this magazine are codes and hints from the games listed before, and hitting the right button combination in the correct area brings them up. So if you are Code Demon, you should be able to find them all. But don't worry if you can't. We'll put their location in the next issue so you won't have to ask your friends for help. Jesus Christ, that's fucking passive-aggressive. Alright, we got Adidas Pro Soccer, Assault Rigs, Bogey Day? I've never heard of most of these games. Destruction Derby, Destruction Derby 2, ESPN Extreme, Game Breaker, NFL Game Day, Jumping Flash and Jumping Flash 2, King of Fighters 95, Lemmings 3D, Mortal Kombat. Jesus, there's a lot of codes in here. That's actually pretty impressive. Good on you, Sony. Mortal Kombat 3, Motor Tune GP, NBA Shootout, Nova Storm, Raiden Project. I'm guessing that's Samurai Showdown 3 and not Sancho 3. Snowball number 1, Battle Arena Toshinden, Twisted Metal, Warhawk, Wipeout, Wipeout XL. And that's it. Alright, what is that everything? Yeah, that's everything on disc 1. So let's move on to disc 2. It takes a couple seconds for the game capture to pick up that I've switched discs, so please excuse the black screen. Alright, come on. Game capture, there we go. Explosion, because we're 90s and radical. 1.3 gigs of action-packed demos, insights into how we make the greatest games on the planet, and just plain loads of fun. Did you think we could fit all this onto just one measly disc? Yeah, right. So here you go, a second disc packed with interactive game demos, and some secret stuff you'll have to be a code meister to find. Hey, we can't do everything for you. The Underground. Alright, in stores now, we've got pretty good EDM tune here. Alright, we got Carnage Heart, Tomb Raider, MechWarrior 2, Spider, and Ridge Racer! Spider, not Spider-Man, just Spider. Now that's what I call a loading screen. You can't get more loading screen than this. What the hell is this penis music? Carnage Heart. busting? Okay, let's bust. Let's... I have no idea what the hell I'm doing here. I'm just running with it. Welcome back, Riley. Glad to see you back. I want to at least get to one battle. Then we'll call it an end for this demo. Okay, it's fighting time. By the way, I'm not controlling any of this. This is all, like, automatic. Wow, the AI is completely stupid. Yeah, I think I've had enough of this. Not for me. Alright, next up, Tomb Raider. I have literally my only experience with Tomb Raider outside of the Crystal Dynamics reboot era of the past decade is a demo for Tomb Raider 3 that came on the one PlayStation Underground I own, so I've always had, like, a grudge against this game. Fun fact about Tomb Raider. The reason that Lara Croft is called Lara Croft is because for some reason the publisher of Tomb Raider, Eidos, which was a British company, thought that Americans wouldn't be able to pronounce the name Laura because her name was originally going to be Laura Croft. They thought Americans were too stupid to pronounce the name Laura and thought Lara was an easier name for us to pronounce, even though everyone in America just ended up calling her Laura Croft anyway. Yes, it was the publisher who was the idiot all along. Yes, I have, I don't have an original copy of it, but I have my, I have what I need to run burned backup CDs on my Saturn, and one of them is the Saturn version of Tomb Raider. Let it also be known that the first mobile port of Tomb Raider 1 was not on smartphones. It was on the Nokia N-Gage. And it actually featured, like, some slight improvements that were never in any other version. Like, for starters, they updated Lara's character model to look like Angelina Jolie because she was the Lara Croft model at the time. I'll remember that for when I actually play Tomb Raider and not just the demo. I've got pretty much the whole series downloaded or burned onto quote-unquote backup discs now, so I have no excuse not to play it. Also, let the record state that the reason Lara Croft has her famous honka donka badonkas is because a developer that was working on her character model accidentally set the slider for her bust size from like what it was at, from like 100% to like 1,000% or something, and they end up thinking that looks better. Yeah, we gotta have those traffic cone titties. Yeah, I heard that part of the reason the Tomb Raider series started to go downhill for a long time was before the first reboot with Tomb Raider Legend was because the devs just like completely lost interest. They were completely burned out on Tomb Raider, but they were forced to keep making more because it was their moneymaker. Oh, your mom is there? I'll make sure not to say anything too lewd. I deserve that. I guess the only place I have left to go is in the water. Please don't tell me that's the whole demo. That's it? That's the demo? It just stops? It just stops right there. That was underwhelming. Your mom says you obviously don't know me. In that case, shit piss cocksucker motherfucker tits fart turd and twat. No, that's not it. It's shit piss cunt fuck cocksucker motherfucker tits fart turd and twat. The words you can't say on television, as said by the late great George Carlin. Mech Warrior 2. That's awesome. I didn't discover George Carlin's comedy until after he had passed, but man was genuinely one of the smartest comedians in history.
Satellite, Macduff. Proceed with first mission objective.
Okay, I think I'm getting how this game controls now. Bye, Cobot's mom. Have a good night. that thing trying to walk on one leg. And now it's dead. If I remember correctly, weren't some of the Mech Warrior mech designs licensed from Bandai? Ah, Jesus! Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Okay. Okay, fine, we'll have it your way, RetroArch. You can't be fucking normal. Now I need to restart the core. Okay, now we have to sit through this opening again. From the looks of how we spent about an hour and a half on just the first volume, it looks like we're not going to get through all of them tonight like I originally planned. So I'm gonna have to make this a series of me cataloging my way through the entirety of PlayStation Underground. Hello? Hello, controller? It's not accepting any of my controller inputs. Is it because analog is turned on? God, I hate this so much. Nope, it just won't let me register any button presses now. Fan-fucking-tastic. Wouldn't be an Arikado stream without some sort of technical difficulties. Can we please get through Volume 1 at the very least? it just does not want to read my button presses. Which is weird because the emulator is clearly detecting my controller. I don't know what's wrong. I'm done with volume one for now. Let's move on to volume 2. Because volume 1 disc 2 does not want to fucking cooperate.
Ready and action.
From Sony's space... From
Sony's PlayStation.
I thought that. From Sony's PlayStation comes the greatest hits. All your favorite... From Sony's... I'm sorry. All your old favorites.
Like the soft sounds of
and the gentle crack of Sophia's whip.
even the hilarious antics of Sweet Tooth, that marvelous clown.
And all for just 20...
Like the soft sounds of swarming missiles.
That's right. The PlayStation's a mere $149. You can also get leading titles.
Like Crash Bandicoot and Jet Moto. Moto.
The PlayStation is a mere $149, and the...
How long is this going to go on for? This is so awkward.
But wait.
Oh,
That's right. The PlayStation is a mere $149. You can get other leading...
Get on with it!
And you can also get... And you can also get leading titles.
Like Crash...
You can also get leading titles.
Like Crash Bandicoot.
Here we go.
It's a party!
That was the most awkward intro to a demo disc I've ever seen. Alright, what's in the vault this time? Good to see that it's actually reading my controller inputs. MLB 98, Shootout 97, Treasures of the Deep, and Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. Wow, that's an underwhelming selection. Alright, MLB 98. I've never played a baseball game before. This can only go so well. Oh, is this just the trailer? Yeah, this is just a trailer. Okay, that makes things easier. Thanks for following, Riley, and it was nice talking with you. I hope you have a good night. What's with this fucking butt power rock music? It's fucking baseball. It's not that epic. This sounds like something that would be on the Transformers the movie soundtrack. The 86 one, not the Michael Bay one.
That's brutal.
Indeed, that is brutal. They give us NBA Shootout instead of NBA Jam. What a cop-out. Just like they gave us NFL Game Day instead of NFL Blitz.
Welcome to the All-Star Game. The Western Conference All-Stars control the tip. East with the rebound. Ten-second violation.
What is even going on? Who am I controlling?
Gary Payton.
I don't even know who I'm controlling.
5-second violation. Number 20, Gary Payton. Five-second violation.
I'm pressing all the buttons on the controller and nothing is happening.
Number 20, Gary Payton. Five-second violation.
I can't even exit out of this.
Number 20, Gary Payton. Five-second violation.
This is the most pathetic basketball game I've ever seen played.
Number 34, no! Akeem Olajuwon. John Stockton with the assist. Five-second violation. Gary Payton.
The hell is going wrong with this emulator? I've never had this many problems with it. Well, let us skip through the... Yes, it lets us skip through the awkward intro. Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. This can't be that hard. Please, don't drop my inputs again. I'm begging you.
Capcom.
Okay, so it just stops reading my inputs as soon as I boot up any game. Fan-fucking-tastic. I can't do the stream like this. So I guess I'm gonna have to end early. That's, underwhelming, to say the least. Sorry about that, guys, but, I guess we'll have to start over probably tomorrow night. No, tomorrow night is Devil May Cry out. Next week we'll pick this up. Sorry that this turned out so underwhelming, but, thanks for tuning in, and, as usual, unpleasant dreams. We're busted because the emulator's fucking busted. Jesus.